On June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa, a boy was born who'd one day change the world: Elon Musk. Elon's childhood wasn't exactly a walk in the park. His dad, Elon Musk, was a talented engineer and entrepreneur, but he had a cold, tough personality. People say he struggled with mental health issues and often ruled the family with controlling, even harsh behavior. When Elon was 10, his parents split up. He chose to live with his dad, a decision he'd later call one of the biggest mistakes of his life. But even in those rough times, Elon found two things that saved him: books and tech. He'd dive into science fiction and engineering books for hours, using them as an escape from reality. Stories like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy sparked his wild dreams and big ideas. His genius first showed up when he was just 10. He got his hands on his first computer and, in just a few days, taught himself how to code. By 12, he'd built a video game called Blastar and even sold it. But while he shone in the tech world, school was a different story. His classmates didn't really get him. His smarts and quirky personality set him apart. One time, a group of kids beat him up so badly he fell down some stairs and ended up in the hospital. Those were some of his darkest days. Still, Elon learned something huge from it all. If you want to change the world, you've got to work harder than everyone else and fear nothing. South Africa, with its wars, racial tensions, and limits, didn't hold the future Elon dreamed of. His eyes were set on America, the land where history's greatest innovators came from. The catch? He didn't have a visa, so he came up with a plan. Since his mom was Canadian, he figured he could get citizenship there. At 17, with an empty wallet and a packed suitcase, he headed to Canada. Canada was a fresh start, but it wasn't easy. To survive, he took on all kinds of jobs, working on farms, even cleaning out scorching hot boilers in a factory. None of that mattered, though, because he had a goal: America. 2 years later, he got into the University of Pennsylvania. But Elon wasn't your average student. He worked on the side, rented a house, and turned it into a weekend nightclub to cover the bills. After graduating, he decided college couldn't give him what he was after. So he ditched grad school at Stanford and, with his brother Kimball, started a company called Zip2. The internet was still new back then, but Elon saw its potential. His idea? Digitize maps and business info and sell them to newspapers. Simple, but groundbreaking. For the first 2 years, Elon and Kimball slept in a tiny office, coding day and night. Eventually, their hard work paid off. Big clients came knocking, and 4 years later, Zip2 was sold for a massive $307 million. At 27, Elon was a millionaire. But this was just the beginning. With that money, he launched X.com, aiming to shake up traditional banking by moving transactions online. Competition was fierce, though. Another company, Confinity, was doing something similar. So they teamed up and rebranded as PayPal, a name you probably know today because it changed online shopping forever. But things weren't always smooth. Investors thought Elon was too much of a dreamer and pushed him out as CEO. Still, when eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion in 2002, Elon walked away with $180 million. Now, what would most people do with that kind of cash? Party? Retire? He wasn't your average guy. Ever since he was a kid, Elon was obsessed with space. One question kept bugging him: why aren't we living on Mars yet? With money in the bank, he decided to tackle it himself. In 2002, he founded SpaceX. NASA and the space giants laughed at him. An internet guy in the space game? No way, they thought. Elon didn't back down. Rockets were crazy expensive, so he decided to build them himself. The first 3 launches? Total flops. He nearly lost everything, but with his last bit of cash, he tried one more time, and it worked. NASA was blown away and signed a multi-billion-dollar deal with SpaceX. Elon was getting closer to his dreams. Rockets were cool, but Elon saw another problem: pollution and the energy crisis. In 2004, he joined Tesla Motors, a small company working on electric cars that no one believed in. Back then, electric cars were slow, ugly, and pricey. Elon, though, saw a future where they could transform transportation. He poured money into Tesla and eventually took the wheel. Their first car, the Tesla Roadster, was sleek but flawed. Elon didn't give up. Tesla worked around the clock, improving battery tech and rolling out models like the Model S and Model X. In 2008, the company almost went bankrupt. Elon threw in every penny he had from PayPal and even took out loans to keep it alive. Tesla not only survived, but became one of the world's most valuable car companies, paving the way for the electric vehicle boom. But Elon wasn't done. He wanted to improve every part of human life. Energy was next on his list. In 2006, he started Solar City, later part of Tesla, aiming to power homes and businesses with solar panels and cut reliance on fossil fuels. That was just the start. His mind raced toward artificial intelligence and brain tech. In 2016, he launched Neuralink with a wild idea, connecting human brains directly to computers. The goal? Treat brain diseases, boost memory, and maybe one day let people talk mind to mind. Oh, and traffic? He hated it. So he founded Boring Company to dig underground tunnels for fast transportation, hoping to free cities from endless gridlock. Genius comes with a catch, though. While they're amazing at what they do, their personal lives can get messy, and Elon's no exception. He's been married 4 times, with 3 ending in divorce. He's always wanted a big family, and he's got one. At least 11 kids so far. One of them has a super quirky name. Good luck pronouncing that. Elon says he spends most nights sleeping at the office, working 80 to 100 hours a week. With that kind of schedule, it's no surprise his relationships have hit some bumps. He's also one of the most talked about figures in tech and business, not just for his companies, but for his wild moments. From smoking weed on Joe Rogan's podcast to tweeting crazy stuff and clashing on Twitter now. His takeover of Twitter and the big layoffs that followed? Just another chapter in his saga. That's the story of Elon Musk, a guy who rose from a tough childhood in South Africa to conquer space and rewrite tech history. From bitter beginnings to a bold vision for humanity's future, he's not just chasing wealth, he's chasing the survival of our species. Enjoyed this video? Show your support by liking and sharing it, so more history lovers can find our content. Plus, we'd love to hear from you. Comment below with the next biography you'd like to see.